Hello and welcome back everyone to a new Let's Play episode in our Loremaster leveling with our rogue Tafarona. I'm Sneaky Bart and we are here in Azshara, where we just dealt with the Naga incursion from the ruins of Eldrath, and we're now going back to the Ogrimmar Rocketway Exchange to tell Private Worcester that his services there are no longer required, and probably that will send us into a new direction with a new quest hub that gives us a bunch of other quests. If I remember correctly, it is over there on the other side of the Rocketway where we get these restless spirits as well, because at some point the blood elven archaeologist that we gave our arcane scribblings to will come up with an answer to our question as what that all means. So let's return the quest and see what happens. Alright. What? I got left out of the action completely? Are you serious? Alright. No shooting the messenger. Thanks for the news, bud. Maybe I'll see you back in town. Alright, yes, she has a quest for us. So, at long last we have an opportunity to study the lands that dot this landscape, provided these money grubbers don't level the place first. So let her have us tell a bit about the ruins. So, are you familiar with the War of Ancient Tafarona? Yes, we are, but do tell us. That is what we call the period of time 10,000 years ago, when the demons of the Burning Legion first breached the realm of Azshara and attempted to devour this entire world, as they have countless others. Yeah, they are trying to do so again, as we see here. But this is a bit more in the past, where we are actually asking how this. The ancient capital of Azshara, a city that once dominated this landscape, was ground zero for the invasion. The ancient records you'll find scattered throughout this area stand in broken testament to the egotism of our forebears. What are you doing here? My concern for the moment is with the ruins that surround Lake Menna to our east. Thousands of years ago, the Menna Academy was among the first to study the arcane arts. It was a beautiful terrace structure built in a ring around a tranquil lake, a place of quiet contemplation and focused study. It was there that my ancestors first discovered the potential of the magical energy seeping from the well of eternity. I'm sorry, is this all too much to take in? I've immersed myself in arcane history for several decades now. I forgot that others do not share my passion. No, it's okay, please go on. So, yeah, she's basically doing my job for me now and telling us some lore of this region, but hey, that's just good. Suffice it to say that the Academy was cautious in its applications of these newfound powers. What few writings remain indicate that the mages there worried about arcane addiction, a problem my race suffers from to this day. This restraint put the mages of Menna in opposition to Queen Azshara and her highborn lackeys, who sought ever greater power with wild abandon, throwing caution to the wind and delving into ever more dangerous applications of the arts. What happened to these mages? By the time the Burning Legion began its assault, the mages of the Menna Academy had fallen far from the Queen's graces. They would have been a powerful asset in the war to come, but they refused to fall back when the rest of the city fell. Instead of regrouping outside the city to join in the counter-assault, they stayed behind, erecting magical barriers and turning their once quiet home into a fortress. Refugees streamed to the Menna Academy in the first terrible days of the invasion, and survivors rallied to mount a defense. Were they able to hold out? Hold out against the full frontal assault from the Legion's vanguard? Not likely. No, history doesn't record what happened next, for there were no survivors. The raging demons left little more than ruins. The ruins you see today, and the secrets of the Academy lay buried under the soil of Azshara, and we're going to dig them up. I like the way you think, Goblin. Until recently, the latent magical energies of the Academy grounds attracted the attention of the Blue Dragonflight. I wasn't able to study them. The attention of the dragons is now elsewhere, but a worse threat is in the making. These little green brutes want to level the ruins to make way for a fuel depot. Knowledge lost for 10,000 years is days away from being lost forever. We've got to act fast. Alright. So we have a mage academy over there. And she's right about the blue dragon flights. We had Azshara here, a world boss who used to patrol around these parts, who definitely did keep a watch over those ruins. So let's see here, 1,000 stories in the sand. So the ruins around Lake Mena to our east have a telltale. The lesser races, like those clumsy dwarves, would go after the truth with picks and shovels. Maliena wrinkles her nose. We'll be using more elegant methods. My scrying magic is somewhat rusty, but with the right trinket I should be able to peer through the shrouds of time. The bones of my forefathers have long since rotted away, but some of their personal treasures may remain. Bring me some. Alright, and survey the lakeshore. All these cruddy ancient ruins have to be bulldozed if we ever to see Azshara's full potential. Look on my map here. You see Lake Mena to the east? I'll tell you what I see. A future rocket fuel depot. But we need an accurate lay of the land before we can clear-cut, bulldoze, landfill and pave over that lake. All of my surveyors have been spooked off by the oogly booglies haunting that area. Escort one of my junior grade surveyors to the area and take readings from the equipment that's been set up. So we're essentially playing both sides against each other. So we're helping the goblins get their fuel depot, but before we do that we also help the blood elf Malinea get her archaeological readings. Let's see how this all turns out. I like how it says Teferona's guardian here. We are actually the one who's supposed to guard her, especially since she is a level 11 and we're already level 15. Exciting. So we can do a first survey and this dot, and there are some restless spirits here. Over here. So let's do it. Shade of Hate. And another. So we could see that the people who died here, usually these ghosts are just like in normal life. They're in places where people died tragically or somehow still clinging to their existence, dying unwillingly. And probably what happened here was that the Legion's invasion obviously caused a lot of trauma, and a lot of the mages that died didn't want to go down quite that quietly and came back as ghosts. Also, we know that the Nazarethim or Dreadlords, yeah, just call them that, are or were part of the Burning Legion invasion during the War of the Ancients, and were experimenting with the first undead, so the precursor of the Scourge. So it's quite unlikely that they did something of that sort here as well, which could help explain why we keep seeing these restless spirits. Yeah, it tells us that these grounds are not ours. Indeed they are not, but soon they will be. Didn't I see... thought I saw... there. One of those archaeological things, the ancient debris pile. Can recover artifacts. And there's one more there. And we have some wyverns there. I think that's still a wyvern and not classified as a chimera or something like that. Okay, let's turn into stealth. And here we have the what I'd call the Age of Conan escort bug. So, oh, I thought we had it there. It looked like it, but apparently we don't. So what happened in Age of Conan was when you were supposed to escort people, obviously they could pull mobs, which is why escort quests were, or I think still are, regarded as one of the more infuriating quests to do, because you never know how the AI that you're actually escorting is going to do their pathfinding. But what happened in Age of Conan, because obviously I played the stealthy character of the assassin in that game, when you went into stealth, the mob that you were escorting didn't actually pull anything. I think it actually never had an radius where it could pull stuff. It was only your character that did the pulling. So for rogues and anyone who leveled up their stealth skill in Age of Conan, the escort quests were the easiest ones, because all you had to do was to stealth around, and nothing would get pulled unless you were careless and broke your own stealth. Now obviously this was like many years ago, sometime like I think the last time I did that was in 2010 maybe, so yeah, 7 years ago, almost 8, so maybe they have patched it by then, but yeah, that was how it was back then. Anyway, we have completed both our quests, so let's return back to camp and not get caught by these restless spirits. I don't know if it's annoying for you, but I still do like how the underbrush here is kind of waving around our character when we stealth through it, and especially if we go like this, not quite like that, but when it's closer by, that it kind of gives us this hobbity feeling of going through the grass. Yeah, prolonged exposure to that might be annoying. Short-term exposure just gives a bit more atmosphere, shall we say. I mean, I do really love the Shire. Been there in New Zealand as well. It was a lovely place, though if you really want to have a full Hobbit experience, I do recommend you to go to a place in Guatemala called Hobbitenango, just outside Antigua. So if you're backpacking there, you'll probably go to Antigua anyway, and you can actually stay overnight in a Hobbit barrow, which is awesome. I really recommend it. Okay, Malinea furrows her brow and begins shifting through the artifacts you brought her. So the spirits of the dead still haunt those old stones? Well, Tafarona, as it happens, I'm counting on their help. Let's see what the dead have to say. The runes on this ring you found are still legible. It was given to Calitha when she was granted admission to the academy. If the right spell or two, this personal trinket of hers is the gateway to her soul. Take the ring back to Lake Mena. Calitha's spirit should now be visible to you on the shore of the lake. Touch her, and the ring will allow you to see the world as she sees it, forever reliving her final hours. Oh, that's so tragic. Probe her mind, Tafarona. Speak to the others and learn the secrets of Lake Mena. And the goblin wanted us to get an ectosplatter sample. So those ancient ruins have survived 10,000 years of wind and weather, so I brought out my biggest and bestest bulldozer to flatten them. I call her Margine. But my dozer's been letting me down lately, Tafarona. The moment I drove her into those haunted woods, her engine seized up with a spine-chilling howl. Now engineers tell me something's clogging her valves. Go over there and inspect Margine's engine compartment. Bring me back a sample of whatever gunk has stalled. So, ghost in the machine. Let's inspect it. Oh. Ooh, zilling. There we go. Let's send that back in. Margine is one heck of a machine, isn't she? Maybe. I'm not for bulldozing the ruins, though. Busted ball bearings. Look at this stuff. Ugh, smell this stuff. My poor dozer. Tafarona, I consider myself a goop expert and... Okay, I don't want to know anymore. And this here goop ain't natural. It's supernatural. This is ghost goop. We're going to need more than a mechanic. And what we need is a priest. Fortunately, I have a small budget set aside for the blessing of machinery. Take this flare gun and head over to Margine, my poor sweet busted bulldozer. If I have the signal and one of our finest airborne priests should airdrop in to get a handle on the situation, come back when my bulldozer is taken care of. Before we do that though, we might want to actually sell things, because we only have two compartments that are empty in our backpack. Let's not get stuck. There is a vendor here, isn't there? I sure hope so. Probably on the rooftop or something. I mean, really do hope there's a vendor here. Otherwise I'm kind of screwed. Come on. There we go. A vendor indeed.
You break it, you buy it.
Okay, let's just sell everything. Even the Molotov cocktail? No. Yeah, we're not playing the auction house on this run through. I'm not going to sell all those bind and equip greenies on the auction house. This is just for lore purposes. There we go, and now we have empty bags. And we jump down, and we're summoning the priest. Ah, there she comes. She comes straight to Klubnik's bulldozer. Or he shouldn't assume. Praise to the light, Sister Tafaruna. Let's take a look here. Well, there's your problem. Of what we call a ghost in the machine. This calls for an old-fashioned bulldozer exorcism. Give me a hand if she gets uppity, will ya? Whoa, she indeed did get uppity. Whoa, we've got a live one here. Did I just break it apart? Terrific, went down nice and clean. I'm not sure that Klubnik is going to be happy about this, especially if you send him a bill. I just noticed, however, though, that my side action bars, for whatever reason, aren't there. Let's put them there, and let's put our hearthstone there. Not that it's set anywhere specific. It returns you to Blade Fist Bay. Okay.
Yeah, what you want?
How's Margine doing? Running like her sweet self again? No. What? What? Margine! Oh, my sweet Margine. Yeah, he's actually crying. So let's complete the quest. Come on, there we go. Need more science. Klubnik wipes away a tear, then juts his chin out with determination. Never again, Tafaruna. No bulldozer deserves the fate of my Margine. We're going to need some industrial ghost proofing. There's a job for a top scientist, and I know just the woman for the job. Look for Assistant Greeley. Oh, Assistant Greeley, we know her. At the Southern Rocketway Terminus. She's the administrator for Azshara's world-famous secret lab, and she owes me a favor. I'm not sure we should be trusting her. I mean, she proved to be quite competent in the end, but her actual boss wasn't that competent. But anyway, let's move towards Lake Minna Academy again and find that ghost, Khalitha, and then we will call this an episode. And let's also go into stealth. That way we don't pull any needless mobs. Even though you do know that I don't mind killing more than my fair share of NPCs just to get a trickling of XP. Here we go. I think, yeah, let's do you want to swim over the lake? I mean, it kind of tells us that it's, if we were to swim over now, that's straight ahead, so let's do some swimming. Once again, let's admire the air bubbles, particles, whatever, that are actually letters in the water. Yes, never ceases to amaze me. And what lazy swimming style goblins have, I just noticed it. I don't think that you could actually swim like this, like as a human. You'd need to paddle a bit more furiously. That's a bit too lazy. Especially with your wrist flopping, like the goblin's wrist just did. I think there's something like in physics that prevents you from actually swimming like that. Okay, that's a shore crab, but not a Calitha. Restless spirit. So, Calitha's secret learned. Are we going to learn it? So, let's see. The spirit of Calitha. Restless spirit. Restless spirit. Restless spirit. What happens if we kill this one? Does it actually like phase us in? Does it need to phase us in or something? No idea. I mean, the map says we're correct here. Did we even get the ring? Yeah, we have the ring here. Anyway, it's a mystery, and it's a mystery for another episode. Oh, there she is. I'm blind, and the quest tracker on the map is actually sending us to a wrong place. But mostly I'm just blind. Well, it's a mystery no more. So, what we will do is, we'll call it an episode here. So once again, I've been SneakyBard. Thank you for watching. If you liked the episode, do give me a like, do subscribe to the channel, and do share the word with your friends, with your colleagues, anyone who might like the type of content that I'm making. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.